Hi guys, on this show we're looking at Colombi, Morgan, Combe, Murray, O'Keefe, Knight, Dangerfield and Chase. We're looking at 1980s Caddyshack.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of your favourite film podcast. It's the podcast where we try and learn 100 things about every film we talk about. It's 100 things over film. I'm one of your hosts. My name's Planty and my uncle molests collies.
And I'm the other guy, and I will be generally carrying your clubs today.
You carry my clubs anytime.
Yeah, we part.
Carrying down the club is what I want. John, how are you?
I'm alright, mate. All the better for seeing you, and happy birthday. It's just your...
No, it's a birthday week.
Been,
yeah,
so...
it was birthday yesterday as we're recording, so by the time this comes out, it will no longer be my birthday week. But
you'll be old.
Fuck it.
Need to update your date of birth. Update your birthday on IMDb.
I'm on that next, that next bit when you do drop downs for things online for the years. I've gone from 44 to 45.
Oh.
So, and I know what you're thinking, listeners. 45. You had some fucking paper round, didn't you? Yes, I had a paper round in Bradford.
Yes, that'll do it. That'll do it.
This week, John, was specifically my pick for my birthday. So I'm going to tell you what it is that we are doing. 1980s Caddyshack. 1980s Caddyshack, the year of my birth. Some really good films came out in 1980, didn't they, John? And this wasn't one of them.
Well, do you know, it was a good year, very good year. So I'll start with the ones I know. There's a lot of stuff in here like Hunter and Alien Dead, which I'll go with the ones that we know.
Yeah.
So, Cannibal Holocaust,
great film. Yeah.
Cheech and Chong next movie. I know you don't like Cheech and Chong. I know you like the Blue Lagoon. Chippy.
and here I am with the blue-haired goon.
The Fog, John Gatman.
Oh yeah.
Loved it. Maniac, which I think.
Oh yeah. She's a maniac.
An updated one, didn't he? Motel Hell.
No, is that not Chef Ramsay? Motel Hell.
Yeah. And let's end on Superman 2.
All right. Yeah.
Airplane was out then, so if you want to hear more, then listen to that.
We did Airplane, our second ever episode. Airplane. Yikes.
Airplane.
Second ever episode, third ever episode, who knows? But yeah, fantastic. So I picked this because I've got quite a good relationship with this one. I've seen it so many times, and I have it on. I have it on DVD, which I was looking for the DVD to hold up to the screen for the people watching the video, but it's downstairs because I had to watch it. Did you have to buy this, John?
Yeah, rented it.
Yeah, oh dear.
Rented it.
I know. Luckily, people pay us for the podcast, so you can have your money back. Who did you pay money to for this?
The Bezos.
Oh, Bezos.
Bastards.
Yeah, all right, okay. Bastards. Okay, fair enough. So it's twice as bad for you, this. Twice as bad. I will try and at least make you laugh, John.
Oh, cheers, mate.
Episode. So, of course, if you like what we do, you can give us a quid and we will shout you out. We'll also put you on the wheel. We spun the wheel and Megan is the listener that is picking a film for us. I'm still waiting on a shortlist for that. We're having a week off next week because I'm fucking knackered. It's the time of year, isn't it? Birthdays and all that kind of stuff as well. Doesn't go anyway to get rid of the fucking drudgery and misery that generally is January for people. So we're going to have a week off next week, but then after that we're going to come back with whatever nonsense Meg's bought for us. Hopefully it's The Meg. That'd be good, wouldn't it? That'd be interesting. It's crap. Anyway, so we'll be back with that in a couple of weeks' time. But if you want, we'll put your name on a wheel, we'll spin the wheel, and you'll get a chance to tell us what film you want us to do. It might be a film you love, it might be a film that's dog shit. Either way, if we can find it, we will do it. If we can't find it, if we can't get it anywhere, we can't do it. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. It's a couple of people have come to us with stuff that is just unfindable, and I've had to go back to them and say, guys, do us a favour. We don't mind renting stuff, but give us stuff we can actually get access to.
There is no Faces of Death 5.
Faces of... It's so funny because Joe and I have talked for ages about doing a Faces of Death patron commentary thing.
Jesus.
Which we've talked about it for so long, Joe. We need to find some time to to do that. Maybe that's something we can do later on this year when we see each other.
It's quite a big ram, mate. It's quite a big ram.
It's but literally just for patrons, because otherwise, who fucking would?
It's no for human consumption.
Yeah. So you can find us at 100thingswelleverfilm.co.uk, which has all our links, including our Patreon, or patreon.com/100thingsfilm. Oh, right, okay. So let's get this party started, as Pink sang. Is that Pink? I don't know. Music for middle-aged women. I don't know. Right, okay. Caddyshack. So we started. It's a budget of $4.8 million, and it made a box office of $60 million, which is why you can see why they did another one, can't you?
Oh, yeah. Only 10 years later.
Was it 10 years later?
I think so, if I remember right.
I've got a double disc DVD, which has got the second one on. Yeah, it's got the second one on, and I've definitely watched the second one. I think the only person that comes back is Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase, aye.
Yeah. Oh man.
Hang on, Rodney Dangerfield.
No, Rodney Dangerfield was replaced by
it's the
Jewish comedian. I mean, that really fucking narrows it down to Groucho Marx. Krusty the Clown's dad. That's right, yeah. Rabbi Krustowski. Yeah, fucking hell. I can't remember this guy's name, and I'm not going to look into it, because listeners can scream it at the screen instead. Okay, right. So it opens. It's an Orion Pictures, John.
Yep.
Anything on these guys?
We've done them.
We have done them. So I got some other bits and pieces that we haven't done on Orion.
Right, okay.
Of course, we've done them on previous episodes of the show. RoboCop and First Blood with our friend Paul Payne, and the Addams Family was also Orion. Mm-hmm. Orion's Belt, Men in Black this year. We'll do Men in Black this year.
Yep.
Founded in 1978, and upon bankruptcy in 1999, it was sold to MGM, which means it is now owned, John, by
MGM,
Amazon.
Oh, Bezos.
Amazon. Yeah, Bezos!
He's everywhere, man.
He is a prick. The 4 films that distributed by Orion have won Academy Awards for Best Picture. Amadeus. Platoon. I don't know.
Not again.
Dances with Wolves. Dances with Wolves 0. Nottingham Forest 3. And The Silence of the Lambs.
Clarice.
Again, I know how good The Silence of the Lambs is, but I can't help thinking to myself every time I think about that bit where she walks down the corridor. What did they say to you? They said Fandabby Dozy. You know, it's the Crankies.
Say aye.
The French and Saunders thing. Bernie Clifton's in one of them as well.
Oh,
fucking
man.
hell. They said Fandabby Dozy. Her accent is fucking perfect.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, anyway. It's a John Peters production, John.
Yeah, I've seen that, big man.
Fuck this guy, by the way. I'm pretty sure we've mentioned him. I'm sure we have.
I've known him from when I was looking through his collection. I mean, he's produced Batman, 1989's Batman. Yep. So he's done stuff, but not things we've done.
Well, he's a money man, isn't he? So the producer usually puts the money up, or finds the money, gets the financing. Produced Witches of Eastwick, Tango and Cash, Ali, and Batman, and co-produced or executive produced Batman Returns. He had the rights to that Kevin Smith written Nick Cage starring Superman. You remember Superman dies?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In the 90s, it never happened. Kevin Smith talks about it all the time, and he wanted to put a gigantic metal spider in. Superman fights a gigantic metal spider, which he later then did when he produced Wild Wild West. Because that's got the gigantic metal spider.
Aye.
According to a 2021 Hollywood Reporter interview, he ran away from home at the age of 14 and moved to New York City. New York! Where he found work as a hairdresser and began by dyeing women's pubic hair.
Nice.
Good work, Such. Final mad fact about him, he was cast as an extra in Cecil B. DeMille's 1956 film, The Ten Commandments, as Boy Riding Donkey.
Oh, right, so he was one of the heathens, was he? When they were riding a donkey? When they're all sitting there gone mental, aren't they?
They kill all the firstborn, except Boy Riding Donkey. The boys riding donkeys get a pass. Or get an ass.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, nice. I hope he dyed his pubes. The Country Club golf course morning with this gopher bursting out of the ground.
I've seen it.
And it dances to I'm All Right by Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Loggins saves the day, yeah. Kenny Loggins. Because apparently, were they wanting... No, they weren't wanting Pink Floyd to do it.
They were wanting Pink Floyd to do it, John, yeah.
Oh, were they? Jesus.
Yeah. They wanted Pink Floyd to do it, and they went no. So they went... Who's the next step? From absolute...
Yes, get me some yes.
Biggest selling rock band. One of the biggest selling rock bands of all time. And fantastic prog rockers. I know. Kenny Loggins.
Aye. Let's go down that road. Let's go down that road. I was looking at facts about Gophers.
Oh, right. Okay. Go for it. Go.
Gopher. Oh, nice. I like it. So... I don't know who this is. Sheila Bradford recorded trapping 1,004 gophers in Atlanta Park in San Francisco over a 2-year period. Because apparently in San Francisco they had a big problem with gophers, and there was a project to try and kill as many as they could. But they trapped 1,400 just in a park within a 2-year period.
If you're gophering to San Francisco, be sure to trap a gopher. Yeah. Okay. Gophers are vegetarians, John. They eat roots, bulbs, berries, nuts, and grass. They're preyed upon by owls, hawks, coyotes, weasels, snakes, badgers, bobcats, and herons. Fucking heron. Their Latin name is Geomede. Geomede. There you go.
Geomede.
Right, Kenny Rogers, John. I'm All Right, single from 1980. Eddie Money of Two Tickets to Paradise fame sings on the chorus, sings back in on the chorus. Didn't chart in the UK, but number 53 in Australia, mate. 50 in New Zealand present. 44 where?
The Netherlands.
That's right. Number 5 in the fucking prawn city jod. There you go. Dude. It's getting more like I'm having a shit when I do
popcorn.
That. Popcorn.
I know.
It's been revoked. Yeah. This house, by the way, there's these kids being woken up by this matriarch. She goes from room to room. Yeah. And I thought it was like an orphanage or something.
So did I.
It's like
really
cheaper by the dozen. They've got so many
kids. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah. It's not explained either.
No. Yeah, I guess they just didn't have a PlayStation, is my thinking.
But that house, though, what the hell was going on with that house?
Like, I couldn't figure out if it was a masonette. I couldn't figure out if it was... Like, the kitchen's on the middle floor.
Yeah. They've got a fire escape.
Yeah.
Right? So I looked that up and I just to double check. But it's not a requirement, but you can install a fire escape to your detached house.
Oh, right. Okay.
So if you want to, if there's problems with the design or you can't get to any fire, so you can put it on yourself. Because at one point it just jumps out a fire escape and I'm thinking, this isn't flats, this is a house.
I think it's an HMO. I think it's exactly what I think it is. Council HMO. Danny's the main character and he's a caddie. The dad's eating breakfast of Cheerios and talking to this other kid. Who are you? Which one are you? I don't know you. And it's like, he's your nephew. So what are we running here? A hotel? Look, we don't know. You tell us. We're desperately trying to figure out what the fuck they're running.
It's like the uncle in bloody Home Alone, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just getting a free ride. Yeah.
Aye, correct.
Do you live here? No. Cheerios, John, were introduced on May the 1st, 1941 as Cheery Oats. Cheery Oats. The name was shortened to Cheerios in 1945 after competing cereal manufacturer Quaker Oats claimed they hold the rights to use the term oats. I mean,
wow. That's a bit broad, isn't
it just? Yeah, we're the only company that can use the term oats. Mornflake have got a fucking shout coming. Cinnamon Nut Cheerios in 1976 became the first alternate variety of Cheerios to be sold in the US. And in 1979, Honey Nut Cheerios was introduced and sold approximately 1.8 million cases in its first year. So not boxes, like pallets. I'm going to call cases a pallet, I guess.
Pallets?
We're in pallets. In 2009, the Food and Drug Administration in the US, which is known as the FDA, said adverts promoting Cheerios as a drug that can, quote-unquote, lower your cholesterol 4% in 6 weeks, violates Federal Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act.
Oh, what?
It's basically a fucking lie.
Violation.
Danny says he made $30 caddying. before.
Oh, aye.
So I put this in the inflation calculator, and it turns out that it's £114, $114, which is not a lot of money when you think about it. Especially when you consider that the average, like the national like minimum wage is something like $14.75 in the US today.
Right.
So it's not a lot of money.
No.
He says, he doesn't put all the money in there. He says, I saw that you took $5 or whatever. He said, yeah, I had a hamburger and some Cokes. How many Cokes did you have? He says, 4 or 5. 4 or 5 Cokes? What are you, diabetic? Okay. Between 100 and 150 ml of sugary drinks, such as cola or a glucose drink, can help to raise low blood pressure, glucose levels back to normal. There you go.
Right, there you go.
Fantastic. Right. Dad says he doesn't want him working in the lumber yard, and this keeps coming back. Danny gets to Bushwood Country Club via all the poshest houses. Bushwood Country Club, John, it's not a real place.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Instead,
his bike. Did you see his bike?
I didn't pay any attention to his bike. Was it a rally chopper?
It was a racer. No, it was a racer. So I just double checked. So Baron Karl von Drass invented
Where's this going?
von Drass. No, he invented the first two-wheeled human-powered vehicle in 1816.
Wow.
But there's contention here because apparently a blacksmith in Scotland says he invented it first. So there's a lot of conflict. Conflicting stories. Somebody in Paris said they'd.
Mate, everybody's claiming that they made bicycles.
Everybody wants to jump on that bloody bicycle.
There are 10 million bicycles in Beijing. It's a fact. It's a thing. Danny is caddying for Ty Webb, the course pro. Of course, previous episodes, John. European Vacation, National Lampoon's European Vacation, and
aye.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase.
Oh God! So you were going to go into that club?
Oh yeah, Bushwood is Rolling Hills Golf and Tennis Club, Davie, Florida, but it's now called Grand Oaks Golf Club.
Right.
It's the main filming location for it.
Cool.
He's awful. He keeps calling Danny by the wrong name. Do you take drugs, Donny? And he says it's Danny. He says every day. Good. He was told at school he should be a fire. Oh, he said, did you take that test at thing? He says, yeah. He says, I was told at school I should be a fire watcher. A fire watcher, John. Which I wasn't entirely sure what a fire watcher was, even though I've played that game, Firewatch. So I should know what it is.
You should know.
Fire watcher is a person who maintains an area for fires and hazards. They're responsible for alerting emergency services if a fire starts. The 2016 game, John, is a walking sim. Have you played that?
No.
It's good. It's a good 6-hour game. Firewatch won the award for Best 3D Visual Experience at the Unity Award 2016, Best Indie Game at the 2016 Golden Joystick Awards, Best Narrative at the 2017 Game Developers Choice Awards, and Debut Game at the British Academy Awards. There you go.
Right. And you're just a fire warden?
There's there's a mystery, and you're talking to somebody via radio, and it's like all the way through, because it was the first walking sim I'd ever played. All the way through, I'm waiting for something to jump out and try and kill me, and nothing does. Spoiler. Spoiler for a game that's nearly fucking 10 years old. He says, I have got to go to college. He says, oh, Danny, this isn't Russia. This isn't Russia, is it, Danny? She's like, no.
Is it Danny?
Yeah. He says, I like you, Betty. It's Danny. Ty takes a scarf and covers his eyes. Be the ball. He chips onto the green. Danny tries it and hits the water. He says, where did I hit it? He goes, you're in the lumberyard. And it's kind of another good reference. He says, I don't want to work at the lumberyard. He said, I own 4 lumberyards. He says, I
don't know where they are.
Yeah, he says, I don't see you in them much. Oh, I've never been to them. Well, that says a lot about them. It's quite good. The Gopher's doing his thing and is spotted by Judge Smales. Judge Smales is the best character in this.
Aye,
he's so awful, but he's when I think Caddyshack, I think Rodney Dangerfield, Al Servige, and Judge Smales.
Aye.
It was super. He shouts at the head greenkeeper, McTavish. How did you feel about McTavish, John?
Oh, it's like McFat Bastard, wasn't it? Exactly the same.
He was a little bit like Fat Bastard, yeah.
Wanker.
Yeah, you fat bastard. He explains they're coming here from Servich Construction down the road. and he points at all
Yep.
these houses being put up. McTavish tells him he'll put his best man on it. Bill Murray's Carl, and he's busy looking at the middle-aged women, isn't he?
Yeah, there's something.
You got it in all the right places.
Oh
And
man!
he's
Apparently, it
clean-
wasn't meant to be a speaking part.
Oh, it was meant to be mute.
It was meant to be like it was obviously meant to be Maitland style, but I think Harold Ramis and that came up with this idea that he was just going to be in the background, but because Bill Murray was improvised a lot of the stuff, it just made him a bigger part. Why would you know have Bill Murray talking? Because a lot of that stuff that he was doing was just all off the cuff.
Yeah. It obviously the Cinderella story and all that. Like I do that all the time.
He read all that.
I
He done.
do
He
that
says,
all the time.
all I need is the chrysanthemum. I think the chrysanthemums. He says, just
It
get
takes
me a
the heads
row.
off of, yeah,
Aye,
yeah.
get me a rose. I don't know. But we'll come to that.
Okay. Yeah. Tears in his eyes. Cinderella boy. I do think that all the time. Every time I'm like going to do something.
He got all of that.
I do think that all the time. Again, we're talking about a much better bit of the film.
Oh.
I want you to kill all the golfers on the course. Golfers? They'll lock me up and throw away the key if I kill all the golfers. He says, I said gophers. In the shack, Lou, Brian Doyle-Murray, by the way, for his third.
Oh, man.
Took me a little while. Took me till he opened his mouth.
Aye, but took him 6 years to pretty much double in size.
Yeah.
Because when Scrooged, he was huge.
Choo-choo train. It's eating all that veal. That's what it did.
That's what it is.
First,
I'm like, I know that guy. And it was he actually started talking. I was like, oh my god, it's the Bill Murray's brother.
He answers the phone and he goes, "Yeah, Caddyshack." He's won the movie. Brian Doyle-Murray wins the movie.
Done.
Fantastic. I think he also says vacation as well in Christmas Vacation, but he doesn't say Christmas Vacation. So, and he certainly doesn't say National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
But so he co-wrote this. Apparently, him and
that's right.
Bill used to actually go caddying. So I think Harold Ramis did as well.
Yeah, him and Harold Ramis joint wrote this and one other. Club Paradise is the other Harold Ramis film that he wrote, which has got Robin Williams in it.
Well,
I'd never even heard of it until I had to look it up.
No.
There you go. Carl's telling one of the young caddies of his trip from Hong Kong to Tibet. He says, I travelled Hong Kong to Tibet. Hong Kong to Tibet, John, 2,437 kilometres or 1,500 miles. That's a long way.
Do that in the weekend.
It's a long way to Tibet, really. It's a long way to go. He said he was caddying for the Dalai Lama, and I thought, that's interesting, because that must have been the previous Dalai Lama that he was doing. But no, it was the 14th Dalai Lama, Tenzo Gyatso, who was put in place on the 22nd of February 1940. Dalai Lama is part of the full title, Holiness Knowing Everything, Vajradhara Dalai Lama.
Ooh.
There's also been one non-recognised Dalai Lama, John. Noang Yesti Gyatso, declared in 1707 by La Bazang Khan as the true 6th Dalai Lama. However, he was never accepted as such by the majority of the Tibetan people.
Oof, shunned.
He's not the Dalai Lama. He's a very naughty boy.
He's a naughty boy.
Although the current Dalai Lama, I think, might be a very naughty boy. I'm sure something's come out.
Is he going to get U-treed?
Yeah. But again, I don't think you can U-tree somebody that's one with everything.
Yeah, true.
On that subject, Harold Ramis, of course, we know him as much more than cartoon Egon Spengler from that really bad Ghostbusters film. He directed Vacation, Groundhog Day, Analyze This and That, yikes, and that awful Bedazzled remake. And he also wrote Rover Dangerfield, the Rodney Dangerfield dog cartoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Logan Hill.
Upon Ramis' death, President Barack Obama released a statement saying, when we watched his movies from Animal House and Caddyshack to Ghostbusters and Groundhog Day, I'm just going to add that to a list of impressions I can't do, by the way, and not do any more of it. We didn't just laugh until it hurt. We questioned authority. We identified with the outsider. We rooted for the underdog. And through it all, we never lost our faith in happy endings, which is really nice. And at the very end of that statement, he said, "I hope Ramis received total consciousness," which is a reference to the line that's about to come up. How fucking cool!
Oh, God, aye.
Obama was too fucking cool for us, man. Like, it's certainly too cool for America. Look at the fucking state of them. Sorry, American listeners, but in general, look at the state. Jesus, I don't think any of them listen to this. I think they'll have heard me doing a fucking Trump impression and they'll have gone, no.
And then patch that.
Yeah. But, yeah. We didn't deserve him. The world did not deserve Barack Obama.
So cool.
He fucking was cool. A basketball court installed in the White House.
There you go.
Yeah, which was dug up and fucking flattened by Trump. Prick.
Trumpty Numpty.
Yeah, there you go. Get it on a t-shirt. So the Dalai Lama refused to give Carl a tip. Told him, upon your deathbed, you'll receive total consciousness. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
That's good, isn't it?
And again, this week, I've just been going, so I've got that going for me, which is nice, a lot of the time. And I'll do that probably for another couple of weeks till I forget I'm doing it. Until we do another film and I start quoting some of them.
Yep.
This Italian caddie, Tony D'Annunzio, right?
Yeah.
Constantly got a fag on, by the way, hasn't he?
Oh, aye.
Like, all the way through the movie.
He looked like Chachi, didn't he?
He does look
like Chachi?
What's a Chachi? He does look like Chachi, absolutely. He's caddying for the Haverkamps, who are ancient and useless. And the old boy keeps missing the blows. Go, oh boy, I'm hot today. It's like Charles Bronson. His delivery. And he's going, nice shot, hun. She's
just sitting in the water.
And she goes, wee. He's furious.
He's totally off her meds. He's raging because he's got to carry the two, isn't
he? Yeah. He comes back into the office and Danny's covering for Lou, and so they have a quarrel. Lou comes back in, they head outside to fight. And Lou ends up breaking it up. He explains they're getting a lot of complaints and they need to be less slovenly and better at the job. The lad that won the Caddy scholarship died of an anxiety attack. And so Danny decides that he fancies it. Mm-hmm. Listeners, I know it probably feels like it if you've ever had an anxiety attack, but I can assure you, after 4 years of podcast doctoring, hello, I'm a podcast doctor. I'm going to start doing that. Someone calls for a doctor. I'll come running. I'm a podcast doctor. You cannot die of an anxiety attack. However, they don't cause physical harm, but they can be debilitating. So that's not me saying anxiety attacks aren't important. I've had 2 in my life, and I never ever want to have another one. Smells is making a scene. He tells the porterhouse, one of the course workers, to clean his shoes, and then he tells a racist joke. Porterhouse, instead of cleaning like the wax off of his shoes, basically takes the leather off the shoe and everything, grinding it down as the sparks flying off of it.
And he's enjoying every minute as well.
Absolutely. Porterhouse has got a couple of good lines. Because he's like,
later on.
Because the line the word that he uses is coloured, and obviously Porterhouse like coloured. Obviously, he absolutely goes on it. My other favourite character, Al Surtovich, arrives in his roles with his friend Wang. Rodney Dangerfield is funny just for the way he looks. You know that bug-eyed kind of thing, and
he has got the Marty Feldman look.
Very much so.
Yeah, defo.
But I always thought he was particularly funny. Like, I love his it's old-fashioned stand-up now. It's all stuff like he was doing stand-up long before either of us were born. I remember watching probably my early 20s. What's the Oliver Stone film? Natural Born Killers.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And he's it's Natural Born Killers that he's the dad of Juliette Lewis in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's horrible, like he's a rapist and like he's horrible in that. So, yeah, I kind of fast went off it. But again, it shows actually he was a much better actor than I think anyone ever gave him credit for.
Yeah, the range to be a
Back to School, rapist. By the way, Back to School's good. And there's one named after a Billy Joel film, a Billy Joel song. Yeah, Easy Money. Easy Money is the name of the song and the film. Yeah, and it's Easy Money, a film inspired by the song Easy Money, which it's the only instance of a film I can think of inspired by a song.
Oh, really?
That I can think of. Listeners, hit us up, tell us. I'm sure there's probably another one.
Pink Floyd The Wall.
Yeah, but that's slightly different, isn't it? That one's...
Is it though?
Yeah, I think so. Like Tommy, Slightly different. Servich buys half the shop and slags off Smile's hat. He goes, "This is the worst hat I ever saw. You buy a hat like this, you should get a free bowl of soup." I still don't understand what that is. What that means.
A lot is that. A lot is that.
And he says, "Oh, not you, handsome. It looks really good on you." Oh, and he just does the turn around and does the oh, which is great. Again, I know there's a lot of bad stuff in this, but it's just that kind of stuff just fills me with joy. Al shows up, starts pressuring the judge to tee off. Is it $100 you're slicing into the trees? He says, "I never slice," and he does. Betting is not allowed at the club. The judge continues to cheat by kicking his ball out of the rough. And Danny, who's caddying for him, says, "You should improve your lie." And he goes, "Yes, winter rules." And I went, "That's made up. I'm not having any of that. It's made up." Winter rules in golf, also known as preferred lie or lift, clean and place rules, allow players to move their ball to a more favourable position when conditions are wet or muddy, or even replace the ball with another.
Oh, really?
There you go.
Man. I didn't play the rules, I just whacked the ball.
Twat it, yeah. Do you hit it as hard as you can, John?
No, so back. I'm worried I'll slice it. But that's just...
If you do hit it as hard as you can, John, I can probably give you a bit of information on that. The average ball speed for a PGA Tour professional with a driver is around 171 mph. The average amateur male hits 133 and a woman 111. There you go.
111?
111.
All the ones.
All the ones.
Titleist Pro V1 is regarded as the number one golf ball on the circuit.
Ooh.
Just put it in there for you.
Thank you very much.
I was a bit of a Titleist fan. I hated Hippo.
Oh, right, yeah.
Everybody used to go for the Hippo bloody... Oh, fuck that.
Servich has a radio in his golf bag, and they all dance to "Any Way You Want It" by Journey, which doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Really,
he rips this thing off because he's having an argument with the lad, isn't he? With the Italian lad.
Massive. Yeah. Who buys a Coke for 50 cents?
50 cent Coke.
Aye. Did we do that? That's not been.
No, that was much earlier, but I missed it. You got a fact?
I'll tell you that first. In the early 80s, a glass bottle was 25 cents.
Oh, right.
With a 10-cent deposit for the bottle. So if you bought one without the bottle, it was 35 cents.
Oh, right. Okay.
So
you gave the bottle back, and that's what made it 25 cents. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, fantastic.
So the fact he's charging 50 cents, double, what a prick.
What a prick indeed. He says to him, he says, "Come on, let's get this over and done with. You've got to get back to Boys Town." And I was like, I don't know what that is. I don't know where that is.
He says that a couple of times, actually.
What's that a reference to? The Boys Town Gang were a post-disco, high NRG band from San Francisco, California.
NRG? Jesus.
I looked them up and they do look like this kid. The popularity peaked in the 80s when they had a hit #1 in Europe with the old Frankie Valli song, "I Can't Take My Eyes Off of You," John.
Ooh.
Which I can because my notes are not looking at this screen.
Yeah.
43 in West Germany. #1 in the Stupid Sexy Flanders chart. And also #1 where?
The Netherlands! Really?
2 for 1. There you go. Yeah.
Hey, double neds.
double neds. I was listening to a podcast the other day and someone said, it was like an advert and it was like, something in the Netherlands. And I went, that's not how you say it. That's not how you say it.
Have you got to date it, right?
Fucking spoiling it. Yeah, so he rips off this fucking front thing and it's basically a car stereo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Put into the thing.
There's a TV in there as well.
Oh, there was
Later
a TV in there. They were watching TV.
Yeah. I was looking at the standard size of golf bags to see what the literage was, but it doesn't give it. It just says that the standard golf bag can hold up to 14 clubs. The limit is set by the United States Golf Association and the Royal Ancient Golf Club of St Andrews. So you're allowed 14 clubs. It doesn't matter how many, how size it is, as long as it's holding 14 clubs.
Okay. They're royal and they're ancient and they drive an ice cream van. Better version in my eyes. Journey's Any Way You Want It, John. 1980, sold gold in the UK and 4 times platinum in USA. Al Servich later hits the judge with his ball in the balls. He said, "I did say 4, but I should have said 2. Okay, it's 1980. We're all laughing.
All right.
Meanwhile, Carl is trying to waterlog the gopher in his holes with his hose. He turns the tap on and the water shoots out of all the holes.
Everywhere.
It's not how water pressure works, but okay. Cervich. Oh, for an Italian, this is skilled labour. I don't think you can say that anymore. He hits the ball with this electronic putter that's got like a bit of on it.
Right. Like Duck Hunt, wasn't it?
Yeah. He says, I got this off Albert Einstein. He made a fortune out of physics. Now, that's not true. Albert Einstein did okay, but Albert Einstein didn't make a lot of money out of physics. But, postscript to that, in 2008, Forbes listed Einstein as one of the top 5 earning dead celebrities, earning an estimated $18 million in royalties.
Bloody hell, really? Jesus,
Imagine what a time he's having.
Better off dead.
Fucking right, yeah. I saw an advert for smart meters. It's been ongoing for ages, and it's got like a little cartoon Albert Einstein. It infuriated me.
Aye, no, they've got an actual real one now.
At the burger stand, Maggie... Oh, John, did you like Maggie?
No, Irish.
Fucking hell, she's about as Irish as me, isn't she?
Oh, it's terrible, man. Yeah. I don't understand. I don't get it. I looked it up, and apparently she's meant to be an Irish foreign exchange student.
What?
That's why. Apparently that's why she's got the Irish accent.
I mean, just don't... I appreciate you've got to make... characters something. You've got to give characters something.
Yeah.
But she's one of only 3 fucking women in the whole movie.
I know.
You do not need to make her... Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
She does need to stand out.
Yeah.
If you're going to make her stand out, do an Addy and just strip her. That's
yeah, there you go. Absolutely. Judge smells his pudding, and Cervich says, $1,000, you missed the shot. He does, and then throws the putter at him, missing and hitting some woman, knocking her out.
Yeah.
Daddy takes the heat, saying he should have put more grip on the club. And he says, yeah, next time I'll use stickums. I was like, what? Right. What are stickums? So I looked it up. It's a candle adhesive, John.
Oh, really?
Candle adhesive. I don't
Candle?
know. You use it, apparently, to stick on the bottom of your candles, to put them in candle holders that are too big for your candles, for your 4 candles.
Right.
It's not nearly as sexy as I'm making it sound, but apparently you put a little glob of it on the bottom of your candle, and you stick it in, and it makes your candle stick up. This is now sounding like some sort of fucking hymns advert or something, isn't it? It's paraffin based. It's paraffin based. Half an ounce tin, John, is £3.45 from Dyke and Dean.
There you go. I always knew Dyke and Dean would come in handy for something.
Were they not the people that did the advertising at the cinema?
And his pal Pearl.
Oh, Pearl and Dean. There you go. That night, Carl is Smells thanks Danny for supporting him, and he explains he should apply for a scholarship and try to win the caddie tournament. That will give him a good chance. And this is for you. And he gives him like 50 cents and a quarter or something.
And he just throws it on the table, doesn't he?
And downs the drink. That night, Carl's talking through his weapons. I have a license to kill gophers by the government of the United Nations. It's all of a sudden turned into Donald Trump. I have a license to kill gophers by the government of the United Nations. I want to ban the United Nations. Fuck those guys. A license to kill gophers, John, I think is probably a theme tune to License to Kill.
Yeah.
No, there's no closed season and no license required in Wyoming. And furthermore, you do not require a trapper's license for gophers in California.
Oh.
California knows how to party.
Oh, shit.
Danny is waiting at the table with the Smells family. The judge is wearing this jacket that makes him look like he's in The Man Who Would Be King, doesn't he?
He really does,
It's like he's about to have a conversation with Rudyard Kipling on a train. Al Service is on the next table, being loud and farting. And then he spots Smells. Oh, Captain Hook, is this your wife? She must have been something before electricity. Again, we're yucking it up. And he looks at Spaulding, who is the grandson of the judge. Oh, now I know why tigers eat their young. And I'm having a time. Maggie says, I know you're here for her. She's been plucked more times than the Rose of Tralee. And so this is the niece, isn't it? This is the niece.
Yeah, the young granddaughter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's 25 at the time.
All right, okay. Far too old for these kids. Far too old. The Rose of Tralee, John, is a 19th century Irish ballad about a woman called Mary, who, because of her beauty, was called the Rose of Tralee.
All right.
Yeah. And then she gets upset because someone killed her donkey. Ty arrives and joins Al and his party, but he spots Lacey, this is the niece, and they head out to talk. What do you do for excitement? I play a lot of golf. Nixon plays golf, she said. Nixon did play golf, John. In fact, he played with a handicap of 12.
Is that good?
There you go. It's all right, I think. I am not a golfer. She says, I enjoy skinny skiing. It's not really a thing. Bullfights on acid. Is the bull on acid? Or is the fighter on acid?
I think the bull
I think put a bull on acid, I'd stand a chance.
Oh.
I'd stand a chance fighting a bull on acid. I'd be like, ole! And all that. I mean, I would not do it because it's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
She suggests he should tie her up with all of his ties. Because she's so 2D.
Kinky like that. She's new age.
She's new age. Meanwhile, Carl is hunting the gopher with his rifle and Spalding is mine-sweeping drinks, isn't he?
Yeah. Remington 700.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, good spot. Yeah. There you go. We've got cars, we've got guns. He gets to one of these and there's a fag in it. Oh, isn't there? And I tasted that because we've all done it.
Oh, God, we've all done it?
Yeah.
No.
He vomits in the sunroof of this car. The band are playing this old fucking number until Al gives them money and they play Boogie Wonderland, except they don't because they're blatantly not playing it. It's just Boogie Wonderland in there. He grabs Mrs. Stales to dance and he's horrible to her, of course. A couple get in the car and the driver slips out of like the leather seat on the vomit. And not only could I feel it, but the sound made me feel a little bit wrong.
Bad, wasn't it? No.
Boogie Wonderland, John, by Earth, Wind and Fire. 11 in Canada A, 10 in the Finnish Mikael Agricola, which there's a fucking reference for nobody.
Agricola.
7 in the Midsommar Swedish chart, and 2 in Le Pete Pamplemousse French chart.
Pamplemousse, you say?
Yeah, the little grapefruit. I've got to share this with you, though, right? Listeners, you'll love this. It is a list of people credited with recording of this one single song, and it is astonishing.
Is it? Massive.
Deep breath. Morris White, lead and background vocals, drums, kalimba. Philip Bailey, background vocals, congas, percussion. Verdine White, bass, Yamaha BB 2000. Ralph Johansson, percussion. Al Mackay and Mario Henderson, guitar. Larry Dunn, piano and Overheim and Moog synthesizers. Fred White, drums. Don Merrick, alto, tenor and baritone saxophones. The Emotions, backing vocals. Daniel Smith, Dolores Bing, Jacqueline Lustergarden, Jan Kelly, John Waltz, Kevin Torvath, Larry Corbett, Miguel Martinez on cello. I don't think there is that many cellos on the planet. Barbara Korn, Sidney Muldrew, Richard Percy, Marilyn Robinson, French horn, George Bannon, Garnet Brown, Bill Reichenbach Jr., Louis Satterfeld, Benjamin Powell, Maurice Spears on trombone, Johnny Graham on guitar, Fred Jackson Jr., Herman Riley, Jerome Richardson, additional saxophones, Richard Lepore, timpani, Oscar Brasher, Bobby Bryant, Michael Harris, Jerry Hay, Elmer Brown, Ramley Michael Davis, Steve Maldaldo, trumpets, James Ross, Laurie Woods, Linda Lipshit, Lipset, not Lipshit, Marilyn Baker, Release Dale, Virginia Majewski, viola, Anton Sen, Sherman Bayana, Karl Magana, Cynthia Kovacs, Gina Konstat, Haim Stum, Harris Goldman, Henry Ferber, Henry Roth, Ikatavi, Jack Gutin, Jerome Wrestler, Jerome Webster, Joseph Goodman, Joseph Latoli, Judith Tavi, Lorena Sherman, Mercy Dictow, Pamela Gates, Pavel Farkas, Ronald Clark, Rosen Torif, Selden Sanov, and William Henderson on violin. Steve Potsky, stepping drummer for the Boogie Wonderland recording.
Jesus.
How did they ever make any fucking money on that?
If they all want their share, they're getting fuck all.
I'm telling you, though, I'm hoping all their instruments were insured for earth, wind, fire and theft.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
I mean, that's fucking exhausting, isn't it? Absolutely exhausting. And because the numbers on our podcast aren't that bad. Like, we do all right. I know we joke that no one's listening, but people are listening. I think by the numbers, there's a good fucking chance one of these people is actually listening to this podcast. There's that many people.
Law of averages.
Yes, correct. By the law of averages, one of those fuckers is listening.
listening
Although
right now.
quite a few of them are dead. Anyway.
No. At least they tried.
Exhausted. At least they tried. At least they did Boogie Wonderland. Fucking hell. I'm exhausted now.
I know. You look flushed.
I'm done. Next day, Carl's perving over the ladies at the course again as he's changing the location of the holes with this fucking hole stupper thing.
Aye.
Ty and Danny are talking college. Ty says he went 4 years to college, but his friend was kicked out for stooping the dean's daughter.
Stooping.
He then puts 8 balls in the holes from different directions.
Did you see the noise he made though?
Yeah. Weird.
Is that Lee Majors?
Is that what it is? Yeah, of course it is. Oh, man.
Fact me up, mate.
The 6 million rupee man.
With one good eye.
We can rebuild him, but we don't have a lot of money. He puts all 8 balls in the holes from different directions. It's the day of the caddie tournament, and Danny and Danusio are paired up on the final putt. Danny wins it. The judge tells Danny he's christening his new sloop on Sunday. Are you busy? No. Well, then why don't you mow my lawn?
I know, that's my deck, man.
Such a dick move. He says, and then if you've got time, head on over afterwards. Danny heads to Maggie's and they get it on. Later at the swimming pool, it's Caddy's Day. Did you spot the sign?
No.
Caddy's welcome, 1 p.m. to 1:15.
Aye. So it's really get out.
Basically, they're all animals until someone loses a baby Ruth.
Oh, baby Ruth.
We've done baby Ruth. Yeah. We did it fucking in the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
Later on.
Still though.
It does look like a turd, doesn't it?
It does look like it.
The pool's being scrubbed by Carl in a hazmat suit, and he finds the dookie. It's no big deal, and he takes a bite. And even though you know it's a chocolate bar, you
still go,
Yeah. At Ty's, Lacey arrives, and it's a tip. He rebottles open Perrier water. And there's a lot of uncashed checks laying around. She says, my uncle says you have a screw loose. Your uncle molests collies.
That's so funny.
Later they're doing shots of Jose Cuervo, skinny dipping, and then he's giving her a back rub. He claims the section at the bottom of her back is the Isle of Wight.
What?
I mean, how anybody writing this knows what the Isle of Wight is, I don't know.
Looks like, no.
She says, you're crazy. He says, that's what they said about the son of Sam.
So a couple of things about that. So she said at one point, who had done your decorating? Benihana.
She does, yeah.
So I didn't know that was a restaurant.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was a restaurant. So Benihana is a Japanese restaurant, originally founded in Tokyo in 1945 and spread to the United States in 1946. But when she says you're crazy, I think he improvised a lot of your stuff. So when she said it, she actually meant it, because he was doing a lot of things that were off script and he was just making shit up. So she says, when she says you're crazy, I think it was like an involuntary statement.
Yeah. So she's it's not written.
Benihana. I actually thought Hanna-Barbera. I'm like, what the?
Son of Sam was crazy. He claimed a dog told him to do it, of course. But he later then said the dog didn't tell him. But he did kill 6 people and wound 7 in shootings, so I would argue he was crazy. Or just angry young man. Yeah. It's Sunday at the yacht club. Danny arrives dressed exactly like the judge. Did you just come from a Scotch ad? And then Lacey arrives. Hey, Cary Grant, you want to get high? At the boat, the judge reads a shit poem and Mrs. Smale smashes the front of the bow with a bottle of champagne, breaking the front off of it. A ship is traditionally christened with champagne because it symbolises a celebratory act, signifying good luck and fortune for the vessel and its crew. Al appears on his boat, which is much bigger, much bigger. Huge, he sees the judge and he says, hey, I want to go over there to my friend. And he knocks like the guy over that's driving the boat. He can't steer the thing and almost rams the judge's boat, but stops in time. However, he does drop the anchor through the boat, causing it to sink. He says, you ruined my boat. And he went, you scratched my anchor.
That's pretty funny, actually.
At the judge's, in his bed, Lacey and Danny are at it when the judge and Mrs. S return. The judge goes for Danny, who hides in the bathroom where Mrs. S is showering. Will you loofah my stretch marks?
Oh, God.
Danny escapes, but not before knocking the butler over with the tea, which almost flattens these old goats that have just arrived.
Yeah, it looks as if they're coming for the Christmas Vacation, isn't it? It's
Yeah, he does. Oh, that must be the tea. They've got a box with Aunt Bethany's cat in it.
ready to go.
Where's my stogie? At the club, Carl is pretending to be on the final hole at Augusta, which is the bit we've talked about. Cinderella story, Cinderella boy, tears in his eyes, I guess.
It's so good.
It is. It's really good. Just then, the bishop arrives to play 9 holes before the storm comes in. Everyone else is running for cover, but in the storm conditions, he's having the game of his life. He's like, I'm infallible, young fella, and he misses the last shot and raises his clubs and screams at the sky, rat farts! Which I don't think it's a very bishopy thing to do. And then he gets absolutely blammoed by lightning.
It gets famoed, didn't he?
He does get famoed. Very good. A reference for only people that are on my Facebook. My personal Facebook. Nice. The next day, Maggie's talking to Danny. I'm late. Late for what? Late for not being pregnant.
I know.
Which is quite a good line. She then says she's going to keep it. He says, well, then we'll get married. And she goes, well, that's all they need.
No.
And possibly a dialect coach.
No shit.
She storms off and Lou arrives. You're a good egg, Danny. She needs you. Now pick up that Kleenex. The judge sends for Danny. In his office, they agree that Danny shouldn't say anything about what happened at the house the day before. He says, I've sentenced boys younger than you to the gas chamber. And I was like, no, surely not. But the gas chamber in the US, John, was reinstated in 2024, where they killed 2 people on death row by gas chamber. It was last used in 1999, so it had a 25-year hiatus.
Jesus.
And then they bought it back because they're the cruelest nation. Judge says they can be pals if Danny's going to be good. He says, we've decided we won't say anything. He's quite happy about that. In the bar, the bishop is hammered. He says, my name's Fred. I'm just a man. There is no God. He's like, you're a man of God. Pull yourself together.
He's fucked, isn't he? He's fucked.
He's also dressed like the man from Del Monte as well, in this white suit.
For behind you, he's just like a normal patron, but I
didn't realise it was him at all.
So I looked this up. So bishops, like other church leaders, are expected to be moderate with their alcohol consumption and not to give in to drunkenness.
Okay. Oh, well.
Don't give in to drunkenness. Just say no, Lord. Just say no.
All right, Roland. Al arrives, and the judge explains that he's worn out his welcome. The only reason I'm here is I might buy it. An argument ensues until Ty splits them up, and they all head to the judge's office. Somebody asks for a Rob Roy cocktail, don't they? A Rob Roy is a cocktail consisting primarily of whiskey and vermouth, created in 1894 by a bartender at the Waldorf Astoria in Manhattan. The drink was named in honour of the premiere of Rob Roy, an operetta by composer Reginald de Koven, loosely based upon Scottish folk hero
Liam Neeson.
Yes. Yeah, it was again as Scottish as me. Rob Roy McGregor, of course. Yeah. Never had one. Doesn't sound very nice. Doesn't sound very nice. It sounds like a Manhattan. What have I done to deserve this flat and flavourless Rob Roy? That night, Maggie's running around and dancing. She's not pregnant. She apologises to Danny for being mean. In the office, the judge demands satisfaction. Al suggests a bet on the game of golf, $20,000. The judge and the doctor versus Al and Ty. Ty refuses because he doesn't play for money or against people. The judge pulls Ty aside. He says, your father and I went to school together. We fought in the war together and we played golf together. Some people do not belong at this club. Ty said, let's make it 40,000. My dad never liked you.
That was good.
In Carl's shed, he's making plastic explosive squirrels and bunny rabbits.
Yep. I see 4.
Ty smashes the Carl's window with his ball. Can I play through? Is this your place, Carl? It's really terrible. He says, I made my own blend of green grass, which when you finish with it, you can also smoke.
Smoke it. Yeah.
Ty explains he's stressed due to playing with smells tomorrow. Carl offers to cut his tendon so he can't put weight on it when he leans back.
Oh, yeah, that is
and
grim,
I thought, that's something.
Proper grim. He even talks about the weight distribution.
Yeah, he does, so when he leans back, he'll never play again.
Wow. So hamstrings won't heal on their own. They need to be surgically attached.
All right, okay.
So once a cut, you can't.
Like finger tendons?
Yeah. Aye, yeah.
There you go. finger your tendons.
It's so weird that, yeah, when he goes back in his backswing, I'm like, that's just
Yeah,
too
it's,
thought
yeah.
out.
You don't, because you don't think that's how the body works, but absolutely is. Ty plays through. Next morning, the judge asks Danny to carry his bag as Al and Ty arrive in Al's car, and he's got this this horn, hasn't he, that plays "We're in the Money."
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's "We're in the Money." A custom horn, John, Big Bubba, programmable 4-sound wireless car horn, $89.99, and you can upload your own sound effects.
No way.
I want you saying "The Netherlands."
I want that as well, but I'm actually thinking about putting Halloween music to it.
Do it on the van, on the work van. It's wireless as well, so he just does it automatically.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah,
that'd be good. I do that.
Lou explains he'll referee the game as long as they agree to deny any responsibility if caught. 20,000 each, lowest scoring match play wins. Al pays Lou to keep it fair. Meanwhile, all the staff at the club are running bets on each hole, and they're following them around. Carl's setting his explosives. Au revoir, gopher. A gopher grabs Al's ball. Hey, the kangaroo stole my ball. Again, there's not many lines that I don't think are pretty good with him. Montage of the game, and halfway through they take a break. Al's playing the worst game of his life. Smells ribs Al and says, well, why don't we double it as you're ahead? So they do. Rodney Dangerfield hired singer and golfer Don Cherry to teach him to golf in this film.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don Cherry?
I don't think you see him take a shot, though.
No, you don't actually.
Not really. The staff are betting on Smell's grandson picking his nose, which is pretty good. And then it's like double or nothing if he eats it.
That's right, aye.
Al shoots, hits a tree, the ball bounces back and hits him in his arm. He feigns a broken arm, which means they lose unless they can play on with a sub. Ty picks Danny, and Al tells him he'll make it worth his while. The judge tells him he won't get his scholarship. He says, well, maybe I don't want it. We get another montage. Ty hits a ball onto a rook's beak.
Aye.
Or was it a crow? I mean,
that was a crow.
You can't hit it out of bounds all the time, John. He says, hey, that's good luck. He says, where? In Haiti. It's okay. They need to win the final hole to beat Smales. Ty tells him that tells Danny that winning is important, even though it wasn't previously. Final shots. The doctor puts in 2. Smales uses an ancient club called the Old Billy Baroo, doesn't he? Oh, yeah. Billy Baroo.
It's like, what's his name? Paul Newman's, is it Balbushka, the pool cue?
Yes. Oh, well, maybe that's what that's a reference to. Yeah.
Maybe.
Carlis he makes a putt. Carl's setting up his explosives throughout the course, singing the Green Berets. Now, I didn't look up the Green Berets because I know we've done it. But I think it might not have been on this podcast. It might have been on Everything We Learned from The Simpsons. But I can't remember, and I'm tired. So on one of the podcasts, on one of our previous episodes of either this or Everything We Learned from The Simpsons, I do the facts around the Green Berets. So, there you go.
I think it was The Simpsons.
Yeah, either that or it was a Rambo episode. Maybe it was the Rambo episode.
Oh, could have been actually.
Yeah. Anyway, by the by. Ty the tie. Ty misses and has to do it in 2. Danny goes to make his shot. Al offers the judge double or nothing on the shot. 80,000. The judge takes it and Danny looks stressed. My favourite gif that I use a lot online when I'm responding to people is this. The judge gives it the big, well, we're waiting. Which is some fantastic overacting. The shot lands just short at the cup. They're all celebrating, but Carl hits the plunger. A series of explosions go off on the course, which causes the ball to shake into the cup. Lou calls it, and we zoom out on these flaming craters on the ground.
It looks good, though.
It does look good, because they've actually dug fucking holes in this grass. Smells refuses to pay up. So Al goes, hey, Moose, Rocco, help the judge find his checkbook. These massive toughs chase after the judge. Interesting characters. Goons. Hired goons.
Exactly.
They just randomly stood there. And he goes, hey, everybody, we're all going to get laid.
There you go.
And the gopher bursts through the ground. Alive. Huzzah. And
so they start dancing.
Credits to Kenny Loggins again. Yeah. The noise the gopher makes, John, are actually vocalised by a dolphin. And the dolphin sound effects are the same ones that were used in Flipper in 1964.
Oh, they call him Flipper.
Yeah, that's right.
Flipper.
Yeah. Faster than Gophers. Yeah, there you go. And we get the credits to Kenny Loggins. And that's the movie.
Done. done and done.
And it's shit, but I like it. And unapologetically, I like it. I missed out a couple of things that are probably not okay in 2025.
Yeah,
but totally. I just didn't laugh at those bits. I just find I can ignore that bit and not laugh at it. John, any more facts about people who dye their pubes?
So no. Groundhog Day is regarded as Harold Ramis' best film they directed, but I like it. I like it. I also like Vacation, National Lampoon's Vacation.
National Lampoon's Vacation is a future episode. The Groundhog Day's tougher future episode, but it's certainly there.
It's repetitive. Right, so Frida, is it Kahlo?
Oh, Frida Kahlo. Where did that come up?
She's got the world's most famous unibrow. So
yeah.
I think we had a unibrow. What's his name? Lou.
Did he really?
I
didn't spot it. Good spot. Oh yeah.
And golf club designers determine the par of the golf hole. Pars based on the length of the hole and the average distance unskilled golfers can hit, depending on obstacles and stuff like that. So it's made up of a lot of variables, but it's mainly the designer that determines what the par is.
Yeah, you do need to be a pro with a long hole or something. Yes. I don't know.
And that's me, mate. That's
fantastic. Wilson Golf Club's a 10-piece pro staff set with bag. £289 at affordablegolf.com. I disagree. That's not affordable.
No.
Wang, John. Wang Computers, or Wang Laboratories Inc., you'll remember them. American computer company founded in 1951 by A.N. Wang and G.Y. Chu. In 1988, they released the Wang Freestyle, which was a tablet with a stylus for writing notes and uploading to a PC. A phone handset for voice notes and email. It cost $2,000, and if you wanted a version that actually had a phone on it, it was a mere $12,000.
Jesus.
Take that, Steve Jobs. And that's all I've got. So while I top them up, John, how many do you think we got?
Oh, God. I'm thinking 78.
Higher.
92.
Higher.
100.
99.
No way, really?
99.
Oh, mate.
Unbelievable.
Oh.
Yeah. And because we're not those cunts, I'm not going to stop the recording, go and find a fact, and then do it. And then go, I was 100.
I'll be honest with you, I'm happy we got that, because I was quite worried about this.
We got 99.
Yeah.
I have got things I didn't look up that I probably could have looked up, but come on, look. The podcast falls in at about an hour or an hour and 15 minutes. It's good.
Yeah.
If you do appreciate us talking an hour of shite, then give us a quid. You can do so on patreon.com/100thingsfilm. The people that have are Phil Fairish, Rachel Plant, Gadget, Stig, Candy, Oodles, and Biggie. I'm on episode. We're recording episode 3 of the Aliens D&D roleplay tomorrow night. Yeah, so we're still doing that. Yeah. Still enjoying that. I got a feeling I'm going to die this time because I don't make smart decisions, and Gadget is actively trying to murder us all. So yeah, that's really, really good. Really enjoying that. So episode 2 is out now.
Get spunk-mired.
Fucking right.
Totally spunk-mired.
Hey, Plenty, you ever been mistaken for a woman?
Have you?
Josh, I'm super familiar with the Wilsons, Gav and Dan Belson, Gavin McGill, Ian at Cult Connections, as well as Maria at Cult Connections, Mono from Mono Rants at the Movies. I'm absolutely due to chat with them soon. Joe at Hallmark of Greatness, and James. Joe and myself, no James this week, talk about an episode of Kilroy Silk TV show, Shafted.
The original Silver Fox.
Did you ever see Shafted, John?
No.
It's basically golden balls before golden balls, where you have to decide at the end of the show whether you're going to take the money or you're going to share the money, share or shaft. Shafted. Right. So it basically ends up with me and Joe just spending 20 minutes slagging off Kilroy Silk.
Nice.
He's the handsomest man on TV. Kilroy. Aaron from Z1 Podcast. Nigel Davis from The Wonder Emporium. Ian McComish. Paul from SP Film Viewers. Ali Dale and next episode's patron chooser Megan. Jen Stewart. Lovely Rob Jones, Records and Bands Podcast. Jake. Last week's Kieran Corrigan. Lee Davis, James we've already mentioned, and Rachel we'll mention a second time because she always moans I don't mention her enough. I would say nice enough stuff about her. She hated this. She fucking actively hated this film. And it's okay to have it's okay to be wrong about a film. I say it all the time.
Just let her know watch all the Death Wish films.
So listeners that don't know, I got Rachel bought me a Death Wish 1 to 5 on Blu-ray.
Ooh,
fucking blammo indeed. Includes all 5 films, and I'm desperate to watch 1, 2 and 3 again. I'm not in a rush to watch 4 because I watched it 3 times last month. So I don't need to watch that again. But 5, I don't want to break the rules of doing it every year, but I'm ready to do 5 now. I want to do 5 now, but I will not watch 5 until we get Paul back on. No, I'm not going to watch it until we do it.
Okay.
Because I've never seen it. So I'm excited.
Never.
Anyway. Yeah.
No, never.
So next month we're going to start doing. Do you know what? I think we'll do some alternative. Let's do some alternative Valentine's films coming up. Let's do things that probably you don't expect. But there won't be rom-coms, John. We'll come up with a little list between us of things that the listeners might enjoy us talking about.
Yeah, well, let's do that.
Let's think about that. Anything nice to say to the lovely listeners?
Well, I don't know if it's affecting everybody, but just be safe. Well, it would have passed, but as in Scotland, we're going to get battened down the hatches for the first time ever. We've got a weather warning, and we never get that in Scotland.
Didn't even get one for ball bag. Mind ball bag.
I didn't get ball bags, so it could well be that it won't be tapped off tomorrow. I might need to actually.
You'll need to be outside going, oh my god, trampoline.
That's it. I just seen that today as well. Somebody put that up. So be safe. Hopefully, I'll be here next time. Next week. Oh no, the week after.
Indeed. Fantastic. So he's been John, I've been Planty, and there's been 99 things, funnily enough, that we learned from 1980's Caddyshack, my birthday movie. Thanks very much for all your time, all your effort, all your money, and just go away and tell a friend. Go away and tell a friend about us. Just go, look, hey, you, go and listen to this. Subscribe your mum to it and get her to download all episodes. That would really help us. Especially if you hate your mum. Like I hate mine. That would be good. But ciao for now.
See you guys.